Commander, it's Timey, here with Ritlock. Say hi, Ritlock.
Hi.
Ritlock has rounded up our provisions, and I'm almost done desert-proofing Scruffy. So, whenever you're ready to start looking for Aurene, we're out at Dolyak Ranch, just outside Amnoon.
Follow the smell.
I'm here, Timey.
Great, we're in the corral out back. Sorry about the location, but since you stole Joko's awakened army, Agent Keto thought we should keep a low profile.
There you are. Just a few more adjustments to Scruffy and we're ready to hit the road.
We should check in with Jory and Kaz. See if they've caught up to Kralkatorek.
They already checked in. Kralk is perched in some mountains. They said it's acting strange. That's odd. Something's interfering with the comm signal. I'll try out front.
Where's Canuck? I thought he was with you.
Amnoon, collecting his winnings. He's going double or nothing on you and Kralkatorek. Speaking of which, we got a plan for when we do catch up to the Purple Menace.
I'm hoping Timey's research turns up something.
And if it doesn't...
Commander! Ritlock! Come quick! Found what's causing the static.
A brandstorm? Again? I don't see any sign of Kralkatorek.
If Kralk had flown over, we'd be walking jewelry right now.
Looks like Kralkatorek's learned a few new tricks.
This is why I brought Scruffy. I'll have him run a scan.
Sounds good. Ritlock and I are gonna go get a closer look. I was afraid of something like this.
We only handed an elder dragon the energy of a god. What could go wrong?
A brandstorm! It's right up!
Save yourselves! Run for your lives!
Why is this happening?
Those people are trapped inside that crystal. We gotta get them out. Not a bad fight.
We've got to save these people!
Tell me I didn't just see a dragon fighting a dragon.
Was that Aurene? Refreshing. I feel energized.
That's all we can here. Let's move out.
Maybe I was the original alone.
Heads up! Clear these elementals. Need to get these people out of here. She still remembers who her friends are. Got to free these people. Come on!
Cavalier, gather your squad and get to the south gate. Right away. Squad, on me!
Keep moving. Go, go!
south gate. Rally any remaining cavaliers into the city. Cavaliers, Amnu needs you. Get the civilians to safety.
You heard the commander! Let's get those people out of there!
Maureen, open the gates.
But there's dragons!
No time to explain. Do it!
Knock.
Took you long enough. I'm not getting any greener, you know. But enough chit-chat. Those branded lieutenants are raising undead. I hope you wore your risen kicking boots.
Then target the crystals. Fury rising.
Lieutenants while we're at it.
Is that only fighting a river?
She's us.
Another one. Let's go. Rot. That's Deputy Caius. Seems he's no longer underground. I hate having to kill people I know. But I guess it's him or us.
Your mind will betray you.
Protected.
Life was hard on him. Made him mean. Being branded has made him meaner. Such a waste. Rahim will want to know what became of his deputy. Reinforcements! Over there!
Protected.
And on cue, Wyvern incoming! Definitely heard it. Kralka had branded a Choya for his lieutenant.
Now Kralka. Remind me never to build a summer home here.
Scruffy's new tactical upgrades, successful. Look, I brought Agent Keto.
Commander, if Kralkator's minions can brand people even when it's not nearby, we have a very big problem.
We'll need local allies to stop it. And we can't just steal Joko's army again.
Recruiting forces would be easy back in Tyria. But Alona?
We've been looking everywhere for you. What were you thinking? You could have been killed.
Ouch.
Did everybody see that? I'm not the only one that saw that, right?
Maureen, I don't understand. That was... What was that?
It wasn't good.
The screams.
I don't know about the rest of it, but the city looked a lot like Faranor.
Here she goes.
Teenagers. They grow up so fast.
Faranor. You know this place, Kito? Can you take us there?
I know every place. But no one gets into Faranor, or wants to. It's infested.
Humor us.
Well, the Sunspears supposedly know a way in. And if you need local allies, they're a good place to start.
Right. Sunspears. Where do we find them?
Hiding somewhere in the Astralarium in Istan, I expect. The head archivist may know something. There aren't many left, and Joko's trying to wipe the rest of them out. They don't want to be found.
Details. Istan it is. Ritlock, you and Canuck stay here and clean up any branded stragglers. Timey?
There's enough new Kralky debris here to keep Scruffy and me busy for days.
We should travel separately, for safety. I'll go ahead. Jonik at the docks can get you passage. See you in Istan.
Rare treasure.
On your way, Outlander. Only ship's crew allowed on my docks.
I need passage to Istan.
Everybody needs something. Hold on. I know that face. Palawa Joko's put a price on your head, friend.
That's so. Last I saw Joko, he wasn't in a position to make threats.
Either way, I don't take his coin. This rig's headed for Istan. I can stow you aboard if you'd like. Ain't exactly the royal stateroom, but it'll get you there. If you can keep your high-priced head out of sight.
New bounties posted. Corsairs are smelling gold again.
And awakened are smelling blood. Great.
This must be the Astralarium. Now to find the head archivist.
Welcome to the Astralarium, the supreme repository of knowledge in Istan. What is it you seek? Wait, you're the Tyrian hero, the God Killer, the Dragon Slayer, Canuck's crony.
You know Canuck?
Shh! There's a bounty on your head. Are you trying to get
Everything
turned
all
in?
right over there?
Praise be to beneficent Joko, who patronizes our intellectual pursuits.
I need to find the Sunspear base.
Lower your voice. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't believe you. Why so nervous?
There are those here who, from fear or greed, rewrite our histories to glorify King Joko, whereas others risk their lives to preserve the truth.
I admire your courage. I want to help, but I need to get in touch with the Sunspears.
To protect our most sacred tomes, Archivist Salwa has locked them in the restricted archive. That's also where you'll find the secret entrance to the Sunspear's base. But you can't just waltz in. Salwa is militant. She won't admit anyone until she's convinced they oppose Joko.
So I'll convince her. I'm no fan of Joko, and I don't think he's too thrilled with me either.
Words alone will never sway her. Joko's minions have been here for weeks revising the histories to lionize that fiend. If you can put a stop to it, I suspect Salwa will be more than happy to let you in.
All along.
Impressive. I think you've done more than enough to prove you're truly anti-Joko. You shouldn't have any problem getting Salwa to let you into the restricted archive. Tell her I've sent you to retrieve a book called Nightfall. The book will reveal the entrance to the Sunspear base.
Archivist Radha sent me to fetch a book for her. The title is Nightfall. She said you'd know it.
Every page, by heart. Radha has an eye for history. And apprentices, too, it seems. Enter, and do not fail her.
Nightfall. Nightfall. That's dramatic.
Ahai, hero of Amnoon. I am First Spear Hakima of the Istani Sunspears.
You know who I am?
Every Sunspear knows who you are. And I believe we have some common interests. Joko's hold on Istan has weakened in his absence. Some of us here even dare to dream of a new era.
I left Joko rotting in a cage in the domain of the lost. Should definitely make for smoother sailing.
You would think. But the number of awakened grows. They're retaking towns we freed, including Champion's Dawn. And someone claiming to be Joko is offering rewards for the heads of his enemies. Especially yours.
So I hear. I'll tread carefully. To that end, I'm here to ask if you can get me into Faranor.
Oh. I'm afraid not. Only our leader knows the way. Spear Marshal Zaim guards that secret with his life. He rode south to retake Champion's Dawn from the Awakened. The priest there, Sazir, usually knows where he is.
Then that's where I'm headed.
I want that. The Sunspears are an ancient order. Honorable protectors from brighter years in Alona's history. Most of my brothers and sisters were awakened and forced to serve Joko. You know them now as the Mordant Crescent. A few survived, in hiding. Recruiting to sustain the order across the generations in hopes they might one day rise against Joko. Zaim has become the Spear Marshal of these Sunspears. We serve his vision of an Istan free from Joko's grasp. Zaim was trained by a Sunspear named Ketur, until word of Istan's plight reached his ears. When Balthazar attacked the mainland, things got worse in Istan. Much worse. Istan was Zaim's home, and despite his mentor's protests, he could not sit by while it burned. Zaim vowed to bring the Sunspears out of the shadows, to once again make them a shield for the innocent and the scourge of the corrupt. I was the first he recruited, but many would follow. Eventually, we convinced him to take the title of Spear Marshal. Balthazar's campaign on the mainland caused ripples throughout the kingdom. Crops burned, trade lines disrupted, shipments to Istan that never got past Palawadan. Joko's loyalists are comprised mainly of the island's nobility, and only they are allowed to live within Palawadan, its port city. They control what comes in and what goes out. They decided food would not go out. When people objected, the Temple of Joko said those outside Palawadan's walls were disloyal and didn't deserve food. It started out as a way for the nobility to feel virtuous watching half the island starve. But it escalated. Quickly. Isner Isles had enough and declared their independence from the rest of Istan. By then, the temple congregation had armed themselves. The loyalists went down there, intending to make an example of the disloyal. Zaim was prepared, though. He taught us a great deal about guerrilla tactics. The Sunspears crushed the loyalists, sent them running all the way to the northern shore. The awakened garrison was manned by a skeleton crew, no pun intended, thanks to your liberation of the mainland forces. Nonetheless, the Mordant Crescent sent 50 Awakened to find this famous Sunspear champion and end the rebellion. We don't know how he did it, but two facts are undisputed. Those Awakened lie dead, and Zaim lives. The people started calling him the hero of Istan. It galvanized the whole island behind him. The Mordant Crescent and their loyalists imposed martial law, even within Palawadan itself. They started conscripting the living and awakening the dead. If you won't serve in life, you can always serve in death. Anyone suspected of aiding the Sunspears gets rounded up for re-education. With their supply lines broken, their families imprisoned, recruits getting harder and harder to find. Well, as you can imagine, things started falling apart. The Mordant Crescent would rather watch Istan burn than tolerate any commoner who shows some spine. And Zaim and his Sunspear recruits? Well, we have spines of iron.
I'm looking for Priest Sazir. I heard he may have seen what happened.
Awakened overran us. Took our food. Damn near destroyed the place. What does it look like?
Not you, Father. Me. He forgets he's now an elder priest, retired. This isn't a good time. We've been through a lot.
I was told Spear Marshal Zaim had ridden here to help. Have you seen him?
The Spear Marshal, yes, he did come to our defense. I thought he might be able to turn back the
Then
Awakened.
Zaida the Sly and her corsairs ambushed him. Carted him off to sell to the highest bidder.
I can't exactly just walk onto her ship and ask her to give him back. I need some leverage.
Might be a way. Old Corsair family like the Slies. Only one thing means more than gold. Honor.
No, Father, I know this story. It would be suicide to even try.
Centuries ago, story goes, a Sunspear champion found a coin belonged to a Corsair. Name of Margaret the Sly. Sly family wanted it back. Swore they'd grant any favor to whoever returned it. No one ever has.
How can I get this coin?
You can't. Hundreds of Corsairs have entered the cave of the Sunspear champion, hoping to best him, win the coin, and get a favor from the Slies. All have died. Like I said, suicide.
I've died before. It's overrated. Where do I find this cave?
It's on the south shore. You need only follow the trail of dead, but I wish you'd reconsider.
Why, who do you think you're talking to? If anyone can win that coin, it's this one. Might even help our town along the way. I can see it in your eyes, Commander. Comer be with you. Not much to tell, really. He's been there since before my father's father was born. Kind of tradition for the kids of the village to sneak out there to the cave and watch him knock down challengers. He's not like the other Awakened I've met. He was always kind to us kids. Put on a real show. Mind you, this is gossip from 200 years ago. But I heard when he was awakened, he put up a real fight. Joko and his stooges had to say every order just so, or he'd find a way around it. Most people just give up, accept it. Easy to give in, be a mindless slave. But a few keep a bit more personality. The Archon at the time, he didn't like this one's personality. So the Archon ordered him to guard that cave. Forever. Since that's the only order he was given, it's the only one he's bound to. Seems content to brawl the years away. What's to say? A Corsair made a bet, lost an heirloom, and died before she could get it back. It's become kind of a family IOU. Passed to her kid and her kid's kid, until it landed in Saida's hands. The Sly crew is pretty, traditional. They take the old code of honor very seriously. If anything can save you from the business end of their sabers, it's that coin. Trust me.